Welcome back to the Morning Brew. Hey, thanks for watching. Another week. We've got a lineup of great shows this week.
Yes.
I'm Larry Aarons. This is Amber Hendren, and we are set to host as fast as we can today.
We're trying.
Yeah, we're trying.
We're getting there.
Our first guest today, we always love starting off back to business with our friends at Albuquerque Business First. There they are, and yeah, we call this Business on the Brew. And Damon Scott is a reporter with Albuquerque Business First, and we're going to talk about the whole downtown extreme makeover.
Yeah,
What's going
exactly.
on?
We're sitting downtown, so we might as well walk. We might as well talk about downtown.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Lots
right.
of things going on.
There really are. That was my focus this week, and downtown takes some hits here and there. It's
Sure.
kind of sort of a subject that people like to pile on sometimes. It probably happens in every
It's always
city's
been that
downtown, or it's always been that way. But there's been some real concrete initiatives that have been sort of starting to fall into place in recent weeks and months, and so it's kind of all coming together. So it's exciting. So we took a look at that this week.
Well, we had some breaking news Friday, right?
We did. We kind of knew it was in the pipeline, but the former First Baptist Church, which everyone has seen, driving by on Central and Broadway, was purchased by the university, by UNM, for Innovate ABQ, which really, when we talk about downtown revitalization, that is kind of the center point for everything else that is going on. So, with any purchase of a large piece of property like that, it took some time, but the regents did approve that late on Friday, and my colleague Dan Mayfield reported on that, and so that's a big deal that finally went through.
That is exciting. That is going to be a huge, major achievement and accomplishment for downtown. Why is it so? I don't know why it's taken so long for downtown to finally come on board.
That's a good question. In terms of the First Baptist Church, I think it's got a little bit of a history, and what I know about it is that at one time APS was looking at it, and so, but that didn't, essentially didn't happen in the end. But so as time went on, finally, President Bob Frank, who came into UNM, and he had some experience in Florida with other innovation districts, and so they sort of retargeted that property, which, it's across the railroad tracks from downtown, but from a branding perspective, it essentially is downtown. And so now, I don't know exactly what the plans are for what parts of that building will remain or what will be demolished, et cetera, but eventually Innovate ABQ will begin to rise there, and so that'll have a huge effect on everything across the railroad tracks. And then everything else going on downtown, all the way down to 4th Street Mall and Civic Plaza, et cetera. So.
This is some kind of artist rendering. This is the Alvarado Transportation Center, obviously.
It is. This is a rendering, and what's really sort of significant about this rendering, and this is from the city, is that you see the Alvarado Transportation Center
Right.
at your lower right, and then your upper left, that is where the former First Baptist
Yes.
Church is there. To your lower left, that's right now that's a parking lot right across from the Alvarado Transportation Center, and the city just issued a request for proposals for that to be an entertainment hub, an entertainment district, which would be a public-private partnership. But then also, one of the biggest sort of barriers to downtown has been those pedestrian underpasses that go from downtown to East Downtown. And so under an initiative that the city is working on now, those underpasses would be raised to the surface, creating sort of like a big platform where the railroad tracks there, that we can see on that graphic. Which
so
would
get rid of that dip in the road that goes under the tracks.
Exactly, we'd get rid of that dip and make it really pedestrian friendly, and really what it would do is sort of dissolve that barrier. It's a psychological barrier and a physical barrier between the two corridors. So
it'll just be one big downtown
just
instead
one
of
big
Edo,
downtown.
and then
that's right.
it's going to be one big. What other plans are in the works?
There are a couple more. I don't know if everyone can see the rail yards there, but the rail yards are just south of downtown, and that's a big. They started a Sunday market this year for the first time. The blacksmith shop was renovated there, and so that's a huge property, of course, but slowly but surely, some of that has come back as well. That's bringing a lot of people to the corridor. We also have 4th Street Mall that will undergo construction this month for complete reconstruction of that, which is that's been a blight downtown for quite a while.
It has.
As well as 4th Street Mall up to Civic Plaza. And so you've got sort of this, sort of a big square that's going on between the convention center remodel all the way up to the railroad tracks and back around. And so at least in, the sort of years I've been covering downtown, it's there seems to be some momentum there for some really, concrete initiatives that are going to finally start to come to fruition. So.
That's excellent. And I'm starting to see a lot more new businesses, new banks, new restaurants, and obviously new residential buildings going up.
That's right. And one of the things that a lot of developers tell me, a lot of real estate folks, is that, for downtown to really succeed and be more than a 9-to-5 kind of operation and be one that's 24 hours a day, where people aren't leaving at 5 o'clock at night and then coming back at 9 in the morning, is to have more residents downtown. And so you're right. There have been some apartments that have gone up over the last several years.
And they're very modern and beautiful. And we really are getting a facelift down here, a much needed facelift.
Right.
Because people, they come to Old Town and then you kind of see them trickling up to downtown and then turning back down to Old Town. Okay, I think we're lost. I think we're in the bad part of town. Air quotes, that's for you. My air quotes. Larry loves air quotes. But no, we need also big grocery store, and I heard that might be in the works too.
I'm glad you brought up the grocery store. So I think by this time next year, downtown should have its first grocery store, which would be about 12,000 square feet, and that's going to be on the intersection of 3rd and Silver, which will also be some new apartments as well, and they're calling that the Imperial Building. And so that's been a big piece of the puzzle because, to have people living downtown, an amenity like a grocery store obviously is important to a lot of people.
So for somebody sitting in their house on the west side of town or up in the Heights, asking this question, why does downtown really matter to me? What's the answer to that?
Sure. And there's some debate about that. I think, what it really is that a city, if you look at the booming cities, regional booming cities, let's say like Denver or Austin or Oklahoma City, Dallas, they all have really booming downtowns, desirable downtowns. And so really what it is that the viability of a city's businesses, its draw, its tourism, et cetera, there does need to be, the downtown does need to be alive and vibrant on some level. Not only that, but back to the Innovate ABQ, the city trying to generate jobs in general for the city, regardless of downtown. They really are trying to do that with Innovate ABQ. And so although it is located in the corridor, it has the potential to create jobs for people no matter where they are in the city. Those are some reasons. Also, I guess when people come to visit a city, they don't say, well, I want to go visit Albuquerque's suburbs. They probably would be more likely to say, I want to go check out the downtown and see what's going on there. Or
see the scene. You want to check it out.
In our case, of course, there's Nob Hill, there's Old Town, there's many, many other things too. But downtown would certainly be on someone's radar if they were checking out a city to see if maybe they wanted to live there or visit there, et cetera. So.
Can I, Dan, if you can put the picture of downtown and the transportation center back up there, I want to ask Damon about that entertainment hub, whatever that is that a theater thing? Do we know exactly what they want to put in there?
I don't think we know yet. We know that that's a city-owned piece of land, and so one of the things they're trying to do is leverage some of these city-owned pieces of land, particularly downtown. But what I do know is that there are some incentives for a private developer who might want to come in and work with the city on what that entertainment district, entertainment hub might look like. I think it could be a variety of things. And so that is in the early stages at this point, but certainly it'll be exciting once
I think all we need is a stone face downtown and we'd be fine.
Stone face, yeah.
We would be fine. Billy Baldwin just...
Yeah, there you go. Amber's Piano Bar.
Amber's Piano Bar.
Right there. Damon, thank you. Great to see you. Good
Excellent
report.
reporting.
Downtown, trying to bring it back. That's Albuquerque Business First segment this morning here on the Morning Brew. We'll be right back.